across the nation agree there is no substitute for in-person learning, even with yesterday's announcement welcoming middle school students back into the classroom. Many fear public schools are not prepared, forcing parents to search for alternatives.
Following rigorous health guidelines and strategic planning, the Catholic school system has risen to the challenge of safely educating students. Not only are students in class, they've actually seen an enrollment growth of 40% in the schools. Joining us this morning are Msgr David Cassato, Msgr Jamie Gigantiello of the Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens. So, Msgr Jamie, let's talk with you. How is it the Catholic schools didn't miss a beat?
Well, from the day that the pandemic started, we were up and running online, so we were prepared for it, not for a pandemic, but we had a lot of online learning and remote learning, so we were up and running. So that was a factor. And as time went on and children were at home even more, we had an influx of children that were looking to come to class and come into our schools because the public schools weren't open yet. And we've had an increase of enrollment. Now, I know there's some reports saying that enrollment went down in some places, and that was mainly because of the kindergarten and pre-K children. Their parents kept them at home, but from grades 1 to 8, we have waiting lists in our school because we don't have room in our classrooms.
That's amazing.
And I think it's a good sign.
Msgr Cassato, a lot of people, a lot of parents are realizing it's not only, you have to worry about COVID safety protocols, but mental health is just important to these kids. Seeing, their friends, being in a classroom. How are you able to keep everything safe?
Well, first of all, we do a lot of cleaning in the school. I just left the school. I go over every morning to say morning prayer. As soon as I walk into the school, the guard takes my temperature. There's a sanitation station to wash your hands, make sure you're properly clean, and we go in every day like that to be with the kids. The best part of it is when the schoolyard is open and the kids can walk around in the schoolyard, they're out there playing together, and you see them all following socially distant rules, keeping their masks on, but it's beautiful to see the kids back. They need to be together. They need to be with their friends. They need to learn together. Zoom learning is okay, and it's gotten us through, but really, kids need to be in the classroom with a teacher, and I must tell you, it's been beautiful. From the first day, September 9th, we opened, and we've run flawlessly. We've had issues. We had to close at times, certain classrooms. The governor closed us down for a month in different zones, but we have it down pat, and it's going well.
Let's talk about the financial side of it, Msgr Jamie. About $4,500 is the average tuition, but there are some breaks along the way, right? There are some scholarships that are in place, and if you have more than one child, right?
That's so true. I mean, we have Futures in Education, and Rosanna has been a part of that, helping us out for years. And we gave out last year over $8 million in scholarships. In fact, last year was our best year. People rose to the occasion, and they donated tons of money, more than ever before. In fact, this morning, I just got an email. One of our angels, who they donate $2,000 a year to help pay half of the tuition, just left $1 million in their estate to Futures in Education.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's wonderful. And people have been rising to the occasion because, this year we started, Bishop has declared a year of renewal for Catholic education. First of all, to highlight the success of Catholic education in this country for over the last 250 years. And so many people who have gone through our schools have broken the cycle of poverty, have become successful. And we want to highlight that. And in Brooklyn and Queens, where we have a lot of underprivileged children, we want to give them that same opportunity and help them. So we reach out to our alumni and we want to hear their stories, how Catholic education changed their lives for the better. And that's why people respond to Futures in Education. And, any child that cannot afford the tuition, we help them. And Msgr Cassato knows that. He just takes them in. I raise the money, he gets the kid, and hey, we're a good team. But we try our best to help every child.
And Msgr Cassato, who are these?
It's very interesting. On Sunday morning, I'll get up and announce our school is open. and people register every week for the school. Secondly, I ask people in the parish, can you help our kids? Can you help our kids? And besides the futures in education, many parishioners come forward with some tuition assistance for kids. It has been a beautiful effort. And I got to tell you, I got my grandniece and my grandnephew in a Catholic school here in our diocese. And I just spoke to them last night. It's such a beautiful week, this Catholic school week, and the renewal of our schools. It's been a beautiful time, a very challenging time, but a beautiful time to see Catholic schools thriving.
Well, we're so happy to have Monsignor Cassato, Monsignor Jamie here. As you know, I'm a product of Catholic schools. Let me fix my halo. It's a little crooked right now. But I
The
do...
Visitation Academy.
Exactly, Visitation Academy. But I do think not only are you learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, but you're also learning core values that sometimes we forget in this world. So we really appreciate you being on, and all the best. Say hello to everybody in Brooklyn and Queens for us.
Thank you, Rosanna. Have
God
a great
bless you.
idea. A great
God bless you,
question.
Maureen.
Thank
God bless
You
you.
and Lori singing Sweet Caroline at our dinner in October versus Monsignor Cassato and I think we'll make a lot of money.
Lori can sing. Lori can sing.
She's getting better.
All right,
God
thank you
bless.
again.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
All right, coming up on Good Day.